You will notice a very unusual breastplate upon the eagle. There are 12 horizontal lines and 18 vertical lines. 12 in gematria is the number for governmental perfection. 18 is the number for bondage. But what is more interesting is that these 18 lines are broken down into 6 sections, making the white field into 7. 6 is the number for man, 7 is the number for God. What they are literally doing is putting man above God. You will notice the eagle has 8 talons or claws in that they are clenched. 8 is the number for new beginnings. But once again, they are clenched. Symbolically speaking, something's being taken away. If something was being given, they would be open. The olive branch on the left-hand side has 13 leaves and 13 berries. Over here we have 13 arrows. The olive branch itself represents peace, and the berries represents the fruit of that peace. The arrows represent our military might and our ability to defend ourselves. But notice how they're being taken away. Tail feathers have always been used for guidance and stability. We all know this. 9 tail feathers. 9 is the number for completion of that which is finished. What this seal is saying in light of the other seal is that this new world order is going to be eternally crowned with depravity and rebellion, having formed itself out of many groups. Through reincarnation, this new group has emerged as a perfect government and holding us in bondage. This new government will place man above God, taking away our peace and our ability to defend ourselves, and that it is now complete. But it doesn't stop there. We're just scratching the tip of the iceberg right now. If you notice very carefully, can we see the difference between the phoenix and the eagle? I think once we take a good look at them side by side or on top of each other, we see an obvious difference. One of the most foulest, there's no sign more evil than this particular symbol. But if you look at the bottom symbol right here, this particular symbol is known as a hexagram. It has 6 points to it, and it has a circle around with it. In order for anyone in the occult to summon up a demon, and I mean a literal demon, to this plane of existence, they must use that symbol. That has to be used. Now this is not to be confused with this symbol up here. That is commonly referred to as the seal of Solomon, the Mogan David, or the seal of David. You will notice it is 2 equilateral triangles that are interwoven. This shows the union of man with God. This particular symbol, the hexagram, takes a equilateral triangle and puts it on top of another. This is placing man above God. Again, it's just a lousy counterfeit. We know that according to Revelation 13:18, that the number of the beast is 666, correct? A hexagram has 6 points to it. 3 of them would constitute a 6, a 6, a 6, correct? Now, have any of you ever wondered why there are so many 13s on the dollar bill? Now, I know the most commonly response is that it represents the 13 colonies. Well, why so many 13s? That's a little bit redundant. We have 13 stars, we have banners and letters that make up 13, 13 leaves on the berries, 13 arrows. Why so many 13s? I'm going to show you the seal that has the eagle on it. I think we're going to begin to get the picture once you look at this very first one. Look at the very top of the eagle. You will notice there is a hexagram sitting right above it. You can look as close as you wish on your dollar bill. These are simple laser blow-ups. This is a known defined geometric symbol. It is known as a hexagram because geometry has assigned the meaning to its shape. You'll notice there was a star inside each of the points, and the 28 guidelines form the circle. Your first 6. Here is why there are so many 13s on the dollar bill. If we play connect the dots, the hexagram once again is shown. 13 stars, and you follow the outline now of the star itself. Straight down to the 13 arrows, to the 13 olive branch, and they connect. Straight through and across the stars through the 13 lettered banner. 6 and 7 here makes 13. Notice a point right down here where you're supposed to connect it. And if you notice, the seal already comes with the circle. Now, if my premise is correct, there has to be a third 6 somewhere. And if you look towards the other seal, you will find the other hexagram. Once again, all we have to do is just connect the 13s, the 13 steps, the 13 letter banner, which, if you notice, goes directly underneath the capstone and connects down here. And it comes with a circle. So we have 3 6s. But it doesn't stop here. I'm going to get into another section, and as I do, we will be referring back to this particular symbol. I will lay a foundation first, and then you will see something other with this symbol you would never have guessed. But then again, you're not supposed to know any of this. These are among what we're going to be discussing and showing tonight. Among the top 1% of those secrets the Illuminati do not want you to know about. Because if you were educated as to what was really going on, you would really begin to start doing something about it. And it's unfortunate that America itself is purposely being educated into stupidity. It's for this reason that 1 out of 10 graduating seniors cannot even read his own diploma. And it's for this reason that 1 out of 5 American parents cannot even read a bedtime story to their own children. The gentleman at the top of the screen is General Albert Pike. He was the head of the southern jurisdiction of Freemasonry back in the 1800s. The gentleman on the bottom is Giuseppe Manzini. That man on the bottom was the second head of the Order of the Illuminati. He came into power in 1834, years after Dr. Adam Weishaupt had died. He was placed in his position by the Rothschilds. This man was another occult genius. Albert Pike himself was really a true genius in all definition. He could read, write, and fluently speak 16 ancient languages. He is also responsible for writing what is considered a classic in the Masonic world. That book is known as Morals and Dogmas. It is 861 pages worth of occult literature. I'll tell you right now, if it wasn't for the fact that I was in the Illuminati for 20 years, and now I've been out for almost 18, if it wasn't for all those years, I would never be able to open that book and read it. It takes that much in-depth occult training to understand what the book is really saying. In that particular book, let me tell you right now, there are 2 versions of it. There's what's known as the exoteric, and then there is what's known as the esoteric. The exoteric book, anyone is allowed to pick up. Now, the esoteric book, which is ESO as opposed to EXO, the esoteric one, when you open the book up, it will say that this is the esoteric version of Morals and Dogmas, and upon the death of the recipient, the book is supposed to be returned back to the lodge. I still have mine.